Erica,
How you going?
great. How are you going? There you are.
Yeah, pretty good.
You got some good Wi-Fi down there, huh?
Yeah, it's not too bad here, so hopefully the modem holds out, but haven't had a trouble so far.
Sweet. And you are in Rio.
Yep, in Rio de Janeiro for the Olympics.
Yeah, the Grand.
Everyone's getting super excited. There's heaps more tourists around, and yeah, it's all going well.
That's like the fifth, right? Couple days, and they do the grand opening.
Yeah, Friday. So what's today? The first. So a couple more days to go.
Oh my gosh! Well, I can't believe there's not like confetti and people drinking beers behind you and partying already.
Next time I'll have to Facebook Live from the beach somewhere.
There you go. Yeah, we want like a mass party in the background.
Yeah,
Well,
why not? Everyone should get on board.
yeah. Well, that's so cool. Like you're the such a great person to talk to because you're involved in the app community, obviously, but you've been traveling around what the last couple of months. I know you were in San Francisco earlier last month or something.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of last year, my partner and I we just decided to pack up and start traveling the world. So in January, we started in Mexico,
Oh
and
wow,
we've traveled. Yeah, we've traveled down through Central America, and now we're in Brazil. But we did make a quick stop over at San Francisco just to do app stuff, really.
how fun! What did you
Yeah.
guys fall into while you were in San Francisco? Did you meet anybody cool? Did you go visit any
Yeah,
companies or people in the community? Or
Yeah, definitely. So we did an app startup course, which is a bit more, not so much about apps, but a bit more about creating a startup and more of a longevity type business. And we went to heaps of meetups. Loved the Dennis Yu one. We went to a
yeah,
Dennis Yu chat. He's like a Facebook marketing god, so it was great to meet him. And yeah, it's a good space to be in San Francisco.
yeah.
Just like every night, we just got on Eventbrite or meetups, and there's something there for everyone.
Yeah, it's such a great. I was there for 5 years, and that's how I got started in this business too. Like it was literally me going to Carter's office, bringing a sandwich every day, and we would just sit down and talk about apps. That's eventually how I got this job. So, well, that's
Yeah,
so freaking cool. That I'm so stoked that you're traveling. I spent like 6 months last year traveling Asia and working on apps, and it was like my goal for my from when I started with apps was to travel and work. So it's just great to see other people doing that and taking advantage of this awesome like job and scenario and residual income.
yeah, definitely. And that was probably one of the goals of us that we had when we started out was trying to generate a bit of a passive income so you can maintain this lifestyle. So we're
Yeah,
still working on it, but every
yeah.
step will get us a bit closer.
Sweet. What other goals do you have besides? Well, I guess first of all, how long are you going to travel for, and what other goals do you have besides traveling and working with apps?
Yeah, so I guess we've been traveling for about 7 months now, and we are going to go home just before Christmas because we thought it would be nice to spend Christmas at home.
Right.
And then actually, we were thinking of going through Asia next year. So, I mean, no time frame as such on the travel,
Yeah.
just really depends on how well the passive income goes and where bits and pieces lead us.
Right.
Yeah, so that's sort of we're just playing it by ear.
How fun. Well, you'll have to see us in. Let's see. We're in Amsterdam in September, and we are in San Francisco in November, and then Hawaii next April. So if you're
Right,
still on
yeah.
the road, you got
Yeah,
to
I
meet up
have
with
those
us.
events in the back of my mind, so
Yeah.
let's see where we end up and definitely come along.
Cool. Well, let's. Thanks again for the call. I wanted to just do like a quick intro. It's so great to meet people and have that opportunity to like hop online and give people more of like just a comment in the group or just like a picture of what they look like, but actual an introduction. So we just feel kind of more personable and can help grow this community. So thanks for taking the time and doing this
Yeah,
with
no,
me.
no
So
worries.
we were talking. I guess like you kind of caught my eye when you joined and like you had the divorce app, which I just thought like looked cool. I didn't
Yeah,
know like you were taking the celebrity approach or what we were trying to do. I just thought it was like a really cool, interesting app, and I learned out right afterwards that you took it from the tap to shoot template. Yeah, tell me about that. Like how you got the idea, why you used that template, and how it kind of came together.
yeah. So one of the things are in the habit of doing, particularly after doing the course with Carter, is just going through code websites. So obviously there's the code on Bluecloud, Code Canyon, Chupa Mobile. So my partner and I, we just make it a bit of a habit. Go on, browse, have a look at what's out there.
Right.
and and then I believe I came up with the idea just on Google Trends. So yeah, keeping an eye on Google Trends, and of course there was heaps of stuff up about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and his
Yeah.
daughter and all sorts of things at the time. So we kind of just we sort of just meshed the two together somehow. And another thing that really stood out about that actual scenario is that it's a bit long term in a way, like that there's a bigger window to allow me to make that app, because I haven't got a 2 to 3 day turnaround team yet.
Right.
So I needed an idea that would last, enough for me to make the app, get it out there, and still be a hot topic as such. So, and celebrity divorces last forever, so it's great.
Of course. And what is your involvement? Like you're doing everything but the design and the programming? Are you doing, ASO and screenshots or descriptions?
Yep. So yeah, exactly what you said. The development part, we got a developer through Upwork.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the designer. Both did a great job. I know it might not always be that lucky all the time. And the ASO, we take care of the description, the screenshots. We use LaunchKit, which I think was a Carter suggestion as
Mm-hmm.
well. Yeah, so everything else we take care of ourselves. So yeah.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know that like another thing that I really liked about your app is that you added on to the template. So you added on, you customized the tap to shoot template, which a lot of people do is they get tap to shoot and they skin it and throw it out there. And that's not really what we teach. We want people to kind of make it unique, make it their own, make it
Yeah.
special. I mean, it's a very simple app. Like we're not looking to have this be some crazy money making app. It's to introduce people to the app world, get them to learn at a low risk, low cost how to make an app. But you added to it, which I thought was also really cool. What did you do differently to the app?
Yeah, so instead of it being an endless shoot of bullets into the circle, we made it so it represented money. So
Right.
I think Wikipedia told us how much Johnny Depp was worth, and we just worked backwards in increments from there. So, I mean, that has its downfalls as well, because it means if someone's really, really good at the game, they'll finish it, not sparing any money. But at the same time, we had to make sure it was challenging enough so people didn't get bored of the game. And that really, in discussion with the developer at the time, he was really good. He sort of said, oh, well, why don't we stop it here? Because this is super challenging as well as being entertaining. And yeah, so we just sorted out a medium that way. So mainly changes to the scoring.
So you actually have an end to the game. The game will stop eventually.
Yeah, once you've spent 400
100
million
million.
of Johnny Depp's dollars, it'll be over.
And
So,
how long does it take the average user to spend 400 million of Johnny Depp's dollars?
well, you get 40 shots, so
Okay.
I guess it depends. Yeah, and it gets quicker as you go along, so it
Right.
gets more and incrementally harder. So, but I guess the idea is they get addicted and want to try again and again and again and again. So
That's how
yeah,
fun. And I also really liked, I'm always intrigued by design. I'm always talking to Ricky in the group and other designers. And I just thought that your design, first of all, I love the guy's style or girl's style. And I was just curious on how you gave the instruction to get the vibe and get the look and pull it off, with this game. How did you provide the instruction? Was it with Shutterstock images or did you draw it out yourself? Like what did you do to get the design rolling?
yeah. So I believe in giving the developer and designer details, because I think they'll just get the shits if you don't really give them all the
Yeah.
information, but also keeping it really simple. So I'm a fan of PowerPoint. I'd flick open a slide and say, this is the original tap to shoot screen, and just do a screenshot of that. And then I'd say, I want it to look something like this. And I'd just do a square or get a picture of a phone or something like that. I'd go on Google, got a photo of Johnny Depp kind of standing in that position, and a photo of Amber Heard sort of in that position up there, and kind of copy and paste or do an arrow and say, put these two images here, and have a little note that says, create cartoony images of them.
So
And
you
then,
actually created like a presentation for the designer.
yeah, I mean, I think I only use PowerPoint because it's so easy to use in
Yeah.
terms of rows and pictures and placing things. But yeah, I guess so. And then the next slide, I just have, the bullet, and I'd say bullet equals dollar bill. Or I think
Right.
I even suggested a dollar bill folded up into a paper aeroplane kind of thing. And then the next slide would be scoring system should be this. So like real easy to read. but like simple, but with the details that they require. And then in some situations, like the logo, for example, I wasn't sure what I really wanted for the logo.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had, again, a slide that's logo as the heading and then just some text saying, don't really know what I want for the logo, give me some suggestions.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, in this case, he came back with a great logo, so I didn't take it any further. But I guess if they were mediocre, you'd ask for a few more options. Yeah.
Right. Some iterations.
Yeah, so I think it's important to give them a little bit of creativity themselves. Like, instead of just either really micromanaging and saying, this is exactly what I want, if you're ever
Yeah.
unsure, you give them that bit of leeway, and I guess sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't.
It's such a hard balance. And what's really cool is I'm assuming you're going to continue to work with this designer because of the output you guys got. But what's really cool is, yeah, as you mentioned, as you grow with the designer, the less instructions and the more trust you can give onto them. Same with developers as well. But it's just
Yeah,
cool to know that you're right. We just think that people have the same idea and the same concept and they know who Johnny Depp is and they get the angle, but it's majority of the time not the case. And I'm guilty as where I will literally build out the app with the designs and it's almost like a challenge, like beat me, do better than I did. And
yeah,
sometimes it's like, spending way too much time on this or I'm going into so much detail. But it sounds like you found that balance right away and that the presentations were a great tool for you.
yeah. I think so. And that was one of the reasons why on Upwork we decided to split the ads. So we did an ad for a developer and an ad for a designer. Was
Hmm.
for that exact reason. So we could maybe assess them differently. And this, as you said, this designer will definitely work with again. I quite like the developer too. He's done a great job. Haven't
Awesome.
had any problems. So yeah, I guess hopefully he's on our team now and we can use him again.
That's so awesome. And then
Yeah.
next, you guys are looking to put it on the App Store. And I think you had this. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot here, but you guys had some bugs in the Google Play version. I hope it's not from my code or from the
Yeah.
Bluecloud code. But
Yeah.
what's happening with the crashes? I think you resolved that, and then you're going to take this app over to the App Store next, right?
Yeah, so it's on Android at the moment, bug free. So we've got it up and running there, and we're working on getting it on iOS. So the developer is working at it right now to
Mm-hmm.
try and fix bits and pieces. But another reason why it's not on iOS is because it looked a little too much like Johnny Depp. So they came back and said, look, can you just change the image a little bit so it's not
Right.
100% Johnny Depp. So yeah, we got our developer just to make him look a bit less like him, and yeah, we'll get the bugs fixed and we'll get it on the Apple Store.
And that's probably the question and the comment you've gotten the most, I'm assuming from the community and people that you talk to, is like, how are you getting away? Or aren't you nervous about using a celebrity profile for an app? Like, what are some of the conversations that you've had, and why are you choosing to go forward in a direction that a lot of people are frightened to do, rightfully so?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because look, I'd like to think we're not really slandering Johnny Depp in any way. Like it's all in
You're more so
good.
slandering Amber than you are Johnny Depp, which is the safer bet. If you're gonna choose sides, like choose the one that has the power and the money. And
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess look, the idea is it's a bit of fun, and I always think of the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario, I guess, would be that we get a cease and assist order and we have to remove it, or we'll just change that bloke to look a little bit less like Johnny Depp again. Um, so yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? You come up with a good idea. We didn't output much money for the
right,
app, so
right.
it was fairly low risk. Yeah.
That's what I thought when I first saw it. Was you're using the template. I saw how much you shared, how much money you spent on design and on development. It wasn't outrageous, so the risk
Yeah.
was low. And also you have what are you, Ridgeback apps? Is that what you
Yeah.
are?
Rich apps.
So
Yeah.
it's not under like your individual name where they're going to take all your travel money and you won't have any more Olympic time. But so I think it's a great experiment. It's low risk. It's interesting to see what will happen. And what people also don't think about is I've gotten so many cease and desist letters. I know Carter's been taken, contacted by lawyers and taken a step further than I've ever gotten. But I try to be creative with it, and this could be a great opportunity. It's a little bit harder with your scenario But if you're doing a political app and you get contacted with a cease and desist from a political party, there's so many different angles you could take that, as far as partnerships or a revenue split, or just telling them, hey, you can have this app for free. It's 100% yours. Let's figure out something I can get in return as far as a contact or a favor. Um, so while it's not recommended to go after these celebrities and after these influencers, especially if they're trademarked, there are creative ways to use these cease and desist and these things that could come off as negative and end up as a positive relationship.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, as you said, you articulated it well, but we'll just wait and see where we end up.
Cool. Well, yeah, we talked earlier. I'd love to come back. I showed a screenshot of the app in the video, but I'd love to come back when it's live in the App Store. We can actually go through it and talk about
Yeah,
if you have any plans for update strategy or what you're looking to do next. Um, yeah, it'd be
yeah,
a lot of fun. Answer some questions for the community.
yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet. And what other projects are you working on right now and or thinking about?
Yeah, so we're sort of playing with this idea of reskinning, which has been done so many times in the store. But we're also looking to do bigger and more deeper apps. So we're looking at a couple of travel apps at the moment, just ideas that have generated being on the road.
Right.
So just because they're a bit bigger, we're more at the market research stage at the moment. So yeah, getting information from surveys, heaps of fun. Visiting travellers, visiting hostels, asking them what their problems are, which is kind of a holiday in itself,
Right.
really, not really work. And at the same time, we run a small travel blog that we've just put up this week. You guys can check it out. It's smallworldbigthoughts.com. And so, yeah, just writing and capturing our whole journey on that site has been loads of fun as well. So it's
Fun.
really, really just about educating ourselves at the moment. And then, yeah, hopefully the next step comes soon.
And your business partner is traveling with you.
Yes, yeah, business partner and boyfriend.
Oh, okay, perfect. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
actually have like accountability in somebody, because when I was traveling, it was like on the exact opposite schedule.
yeah,
I have no one to answer these questions or to help me off with this, and I want to go play. And so it's nice that
yeah.
you've got someone to help travel with and help run your business.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, neither of us have done this before. It would have been great, we had. But yeah, I guess we're in it together, and
Right.
we just reach out to the Bluecloud community or people we've met along the way when we get stuck. And
Yeah.
yeah, usually we find someone somewhere that can give us the answer.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited. When do you think the Apple version is going to come out?
Oof, we're hoping by the end of this week.
End of this
He's
week.
working allegedly right now, so yeah.
All
Hopefully
right.
by the end of this week we can have it on both stores and yeah, to be ready to go.
Yeah, well, I'll post this in the group, and if anybody has any questions or comments, leave them, and then maybe we can get together again next week when it's live. And if anybody has some cool questions, we can go through the app ourselves and give them some answers.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Right on. Well, have fun, and don't party too much over there with the opening of the Olympic Games.
No worries, and I promise I'll post live from out on the beach.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you so much, Erica. We'll catch you soon.
no worries. See you later, Mark.
Bye.